Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling something I think many of us wonder about. Why do some people seem to just bounce out of bed looking refreshed and energetic, while others, maybe even after 8 hours, still feel like they're wading through fog, that perpetual tiredness? We've got some really insightful source material for this deep dive. It's a pretty comprehensive analysis, pulling from studies and real world stuff, outlining five powerful techniques. And these aren't just small tweaks, apparently. They promise to really transform how you look, your energy, your whole sense of well being.
Absolutely. Our mission here is to unpack these 5 techniques. We'll dig into the science, which is often quite surprising, actually. We want to show you how these, seemingly simple adjustments in your routine can really trigger some deep, lasting changes.
Yeah.
Body and mind will pull out the essential info, the real nuggets, so you walk away feeling informed and ready to actually try some of this stuff.
That's right. Get ready for some facts that might genuinely surprise you, and practical steps, too. Things that could literally change how you feel tomorrow morning. Okay, let's dive in. So, secret number one. It's the foundation, really, but also maybe the one we ignore the most. Consistently getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Every single night. Sounds basic, doesn't it? But the sources say it's way more than just avoiding being tired or, lazy.
It really is foundational. What's fascinating is understanding sleep isn't just downtime. It's this intensely active period for your body. Yeah. It's restoring, repairing, rebalancing everything on a really deep level. And study after study confirms it. Consistent, full sleep means a longer life, lower risk of chronic disease, just a better quality of life overall.
Okay, and what about our brains specifically? I mean, what's happening up there while we're out?
Right, the brain during sleep, it's not resting, it's working. It's like a deep clean and reorganization. During that deep sleep phase, your brain is sorting memories, filtering out junk information, and crucially, flushing out waste products, toxins, proteins, the kind of stuff that can build up and potentially contribute to diseases like Alzheimer's later on. The source actually uses this great analogy. The cerebrospinal fluid acts like a washing machine for the brain during deep sleep.
A washing machine for the brain. I like that.
Yeah. And beyond cleaning, sleep balances key hormones, the ones governing mood, stress, motivation. So the payoff for you: better memory, sharper decisions. You can concentrate better. It's tangible.
So that's the ideal. But what happens if we consistently miss that mark, even just by an hour or two a night? Is it really that big a deal?
It really is. Even those small, consistent deficits add up. They accumulate into what we call chronic fatigue. It disrupts your nervous system and your hormones. There's research, for instance, from Stanford Sleep Center. People regularly getting less than 6 hours. They have higher cortisol levels.
The stress hormone.
Exactly. Which means higher risk of depression, a weaker immune system, and it can even lead to weight gain. Because your tired body basically confuses fatigue with hunger signals. It's a quiet mix-up happening inside.
That makes sense. Our source gives a comparison that helps illustrate this, right?
Yes, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Picture 2 people. Both go to bed at midnight. Person A puts away screens, gets into deep sleep pretty quickly, wakes up at 7 feeling sharp. Person B also goes to bed at midnight, but scrolls on their phone until 1 a.m. Their sleep ends up being shallow, broken.
Even though it's only an hour difference in when they tried to sleep.
Right. But the impact the next day on their brain, their mood, their focus, the source says it pulls apart just from that 1 hour of poor sleep hygiene. And there's more. Lack of sleep hammers your emotional control, less than 6 hours consistently. The logical front part of your brain, the prefrontal cortex, gets weaker. So the emotional part, the amygdala, your brain's sort of alarm system, takes charge.
Leading to
Mood swings, irritability, impatience. You might snap in an email, get into pointless arguments, things you wouldn't normally do.
wow. And for those of us doing work that needs focus or creativity or making big calls, the stakes sound even higher.
They definitely are. There was this study on U.S. university students, a sleep-deprived group. They scored 40% lower on logic tests, 40%,
Yeah.
and made way more errors, even if they were just a smart baseline. It just shows how critical sleep is for performance.
Okay, so sleep is vital. Life is busy. How do we bridge that gap? What are the actionable things we can do?
This source gives some really solid strategies. First, treat your bedtime like a serious appointment, non-negotiable. Second, create a cutoff. No urgent work, no stressful stuff after, say, 8 p.m. Third, learn to say no to things that drain your energy in the evening. Protect that wind down time.
So if I need to wake up at 6 a.m.?
Aim to be in bed by 10 p.m. And you might need to gradually shift your whole evening routine. Shower earlier, eat dinner earlier, dim the lights. Signal to your body, hey, it's time to wind down. And forgetting that really deep sleep. Avoid screens, obviously. Drink warm water, maybe use some lavender, light reading, gratitude journaling, anything to disconnect your brain from the day's stress. Bottom line, those 7 to 8 hours, not laziness. It's what the source calls the most powerful long-term investment for your health, your brain, your success. It actually lets you speed up life when necessary because you're properly fueled.
Okay, that leads perfectly into secret number 2. Disconnecting from social media and screens at least an hour before bed. This is one I know I struggle with. It's almost automatic, right? Scroll, scroll, scroll,
Yeah.
not realizing the impact.
Oh, it's huge. And it works on multiple levels. First, there's the blue light from the screens. It's very similar to daylight, so it tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime.
Which stops the melatonin.
Exactly. It slows down melatonin production, that key hormone that tells your body, okay, time for sleep. Research from Harvard found just 2 hours of screen time before bed can cut melatonin by about 23% and makes it take longer to actually fall asleep. It's not just falling asleep. Another study found regular phone use before bed increases your insomnia risk by 1.5 times. So you might be in bed for 8 hours, but you wake up tired because while your body rested, your brain stayed kind of wired, active.
So it's not just the light. You're saying the content itself is a problem too.
Absolutely. Scrolling through news, especially if it's dramatic or upsetting, or even getting caught up in social media arguments, that stimulates your sympathetic nervous system.
Fight or flight.
Precisely. It makes you alert. Your brain doesn't really know the difference between a real threat and something stressful you see on a screen. So it releases stress hormones like cortisol.
Yeah.
Your mind starts racing, makes it really hard to switch off, even after you put the phone down.
It's fascinating how these simple things have such deep effects. What's maybe the most surprising benefit of just putting the phone away an hour early?
Maybe how quickly and deeply things improve. The National Sleep Foundation says people who ditch electronics before bed fall asleep about 30 minutes faster, sure. But more importantly, they get deeper sleep. And that big European study on teens, stopping social media before bed led to a 62% higher rate of quality sleep, plus measurable drops in brain stress levels. It's a fast track from being constantly on to actually being calm.
Let's do that comparison again. 2 people, same bedtime intentions.
Okay, person A disconnects at 8 p.m., takes a warm shower, reads a book, a physical book, asleep by 10:30 p.m., wakes up feeling reset, clear head. Person B watches funny videos or reads news until 11 p.m., then tries to sleep. But their brain is still buzzing. Takes longer to nod off, sleep is restless. They wake up groggy, irritable, reaching for coffee immediately.
And the long-term picture.
Big difference. The disconnectors tend to have better emotional control, better focus, more stable mental health, more energy. The late-night scrollers often deal with chronic shallow sleep, brain fatigue, scattered thoughts, mood swings. Even their skin can look duller because sleep affects cell repair.
Okay, but breaking this habit is tough. It's so ingrained. How do you do it without causing more stress?
Yeah, cold turkey can backfire. Might make you anxious, sleep even worse. The source suggests going gradually. Start small. 15 minutes phone-free before bed, then 30. Work up to an hour. And the key is to replace that time with something relaxing. Read to your kids, listen to calming music or nature sounds, maybe plan tomorrow on paper, do some gentle stretches.
Gratitude journaling came up again.
Yes, lots of people find that helps close the circuit on the day's thoughts, puts the mind in a calmer state. Really, disconnecting isn't just about the phone, it's an act of self-respect. You're telling your body and mind, okay, we're choosing calm now, we're preparing for real rest, so you can wake up with genuine energy.
All right, secret number 3. This one may hit close to home for some. Avoiding sweets before bed. That little comforting snack or sweet drink when you're tired or stressed. We do it without thinking, but sounds like there are hidden impacts.
Right, definitely. And the science is clear on this. Health institutions worldwide agree. Sugar before bed directly messes with your blood sugar, your sleep cycles, your metabolism. It makes sleep harder right now, sure, but long-term, it contributes to serious stuff like type 2 diabetes and heart disease.
Okay, walk us through it. I eat that cookie before bed. What happens inside?
Right, so you eat that simple sugar, your blood sugar spikes up really fast. Your pancreas then has to pump out a load of insulin to shove that sugar into your cells. If this happens right before bed, when your body wants to relax, that rapid drop in blood sugar that follows the spike can actually jolt you awake later.
Ah, so that middle of the night waking, feeling hungry or heart racing. That could be it.
It absolutely could be. Your body's trying to rebalance blood sugar during what should be deep sleep. You don't even realize why it's happening. Plus, high insulin right before bed basically signals your body. Store fat, especially around the belly and liver. It's why people often gain weight snacking at night, even if the snacks aren't huge. And over time, this can lead straight to insulin resistance, the starting point for type 2 diabetes.
And the brain effect, that little sugar rush, that dopamine hit, bad for sleep.
Totally counterproductive for sleep. Dopamine creates alertness, wakefulness, the exact opposite of what you need. A sugar-stimulated brain is an active brain, harder to fall asleep, or you wake up with your mind racing.
Okay, so for someone thinking, but I love my evening treat, what's the real upside? What do they gain by making this
Mhm.
change?
It's a lot more than just better sleep, though that's huge. You get stable blood sugar, which impacts energy all day, helps balance your hunger hormones, leptin and ghrelin, so you might feel less snacky overall. And significantly, you lower your risk of diabetes, obesity, heart disease. There was this big U.S. study tracked over 6,000 people. Those who skip sweets after 8 p.m., lower BMI, much more stable morning blood sugar, like 70% more stable, and less inflammation in their bodies, too.
But sugar is addictive, right? It's not always easy to just stop. How do you break that habit?
It is addictive, similar in some ways to nicotine or caffeine. Going cold turkey can be rough, might make you irritable, sleep worse initially. So again, gradual is usually better. Maybe swap the processed sweet for something natural like half a banana or a date, just one. Or maybe just warm water with a tiny bit of honey during that transition.
Addressing the root cause, too.
Yes. Often, the craving comes from stress. So finding other ways to wind down helps. Reading, music, meditation replaces the sweet with a healthier coping mechanism.
The source had a case study, didn't it?
Yeah, a really telling one. A 38-year-old woman habitually ate cake or snacks before bed, thought it was her reward, helped her relax. Over 6 months, gained 6 kilos, skin looked dull, always tired, even though dinners weren't huge. Health checks showed high insulin resistance starting.
So what did she do?
She started tracking things. Swapped the cake for a small banana and chamomile tea. Started gratitude journaling. It took her 3 months to fully break the habit. The results: lost 4 kilos, sleep dramatically better, evening cravings gone. It just shows those pre-bed sweets aren't just calories. They're messing with their brain, hormones, emotions, everything. It's a silent trap. But cutting them out can be the key to deep sleep, better skin, feeling back in control.
Okay, moving on to secret number 4. This one's about timing. Aiming to be asleep between 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. We hear about this golden hour sometimes. Is there real science behind that specific window?
There definitely is. It links back to our internal biological clock, the circadian rhythm. It's tuned to light and dark. As it gets dark, your body starts producing melatonin, the sleep hormone. It peaks later, around 3 or 4 a.m. But being asleep when it's naturally rising, say between 10 and 11 p.m., helps you get into deep sleep more easily. That's when your immune system does heavy lifting, when that brainwashing machine is most effective.
And you mentioned growth hormone earlier. How does that fit into this specific time window?
Right, this is really key. Growth hormone, crucial for repairing tissues, building cells. It's released mainly between midnight and 2 a.m., but, and this is the important part, it only secretes optimally if you are already in deep sleep during that window.
So going to bed by 10 or 11 p.m. sets the stage for that.
Exactly. It ensures you're likely in deep sleep when that growth hormone peak happens. If you go to bed much later, you disrupt that cycle. Even if you get 8 hours total, you might miss the peak release, or it won't be as effective. There's research showing regularly sleeping after midnight can cut growth hormone levels by over 25%. And it messes with cortisol timing too, leading to that morning fatigue and grumpiness. Plus, studies on night shift workers, or anyone consistently up past 1 a.m., show higher risks of insulin resistance, high blood pressure, being overweight.
So sleeping late isn't just about feeling tired the next day. It's like accumulating silent damage over time.
That's a good way to put it. It skews your whole cycle. Hormones get released at the wrong times. Maybe too much melatonin in the morning, making you groggy, or cortisol spikes when you should be calm. And crucially, that deep sleep that should happen early in the night gets shortchanged. Less repair, duller skin, weaker immunity, fuzzy memory. It's a subtle but significant difference.
Can you give us that comparison again? Same hours, different timing.
Sure. Person A sleeps 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. 8 hours. Their body hits those deep sleep cycles early. Hormones sync up nicely. They wake up fresh, focused, good mood, probably don't even need coffee right away. Person B sleeps 1 a.m. to 9 a.m., also 8 hours, but they miss the golden hour. They wake up with brain fog, maybe craving sugar or caffeine, more likely to be irritable, easily distracted all day, same hours, totally different result.
Shifting that late bedtime habit can feel really hard, especially with evening commitments or just habit. What's the best way to approach it?
Again, gradual is key. Don't try to jump from 1 a.m. to 10 p.m. overnight. That's a recipe for frustration. Try shifting 15 or 30 minutes earlier each day or every few days. If you're at 1 a.m., aim for 12:30, then midnight, then 11:30. Aim to get before 11 p.m. within maybe a week or two.
Less shock to the system.
Exactly. And support that shift. Dim lights after 8 p.m. No blue light screens. Wind down with calm activities, reading, herbal tea. Train your brain.
Ew.
Evening is for rest, not problem solving.
Didn't the source mention a study about medical students managing this?
Yes, Japanese medical students. They were stuck in late-night study and gaming habits. They implemented a strict routine. No screens after 9 p.m., lights out, forced themselves to bed before 11 p.m. Within 2 weeks, their sleep quality jumped an average of 35%. More deep sleep, less morning stress. It shows that consistency pays off relatively quickly. So sleeping early isn't just about feeling good tomorrow, it's a long-term investment. Hitting that 10-11 p.m. window lets your body fully recover, aligning with its natural design. Okay, our fifth and final secret. This one happens the moment you wake up. Drinking water immediately. Seems so simple, almost too basic to be a secret, but the impact is profound. It really is. Think about it. You've just gone 6, 7, 8 hours without any fluids. Your body loses water just through breathing and light sweating, overnight maybe 400, 500 milliliters on average. So when you wake up, your body is inherently dehydrated. It's like an engine that ran all night with no coolant. The very first thing it needs isn't coffee or checking your phone. It's a glass of clean water. 2, as the source says, awaken life from within.
Awaken life from within. I like that. So what's actually happening when we drink that first glass? Why is it so impactful?
Well, it immediately kickstarts your metabolism, like warming up that engine. It helps flush out toxins that have built up overnight in your digestive system, your liver. It wakes up your cells everywhere, thins your blood slightly, gets oxygen flowing to your brain faster.
Ah, so that's why it helps with grogginess, more oxygen to the brain.
Exactly. You'll feel your brain actually wake up, less foggy, more ready. Even if you slept poorly, that glass of water can refresh you in a way coffee can't. Not immediately anyway. And remember, your brain is mostly water, over 70%. So giving it that hydration first thing, the tiny blood vessels expand, you get a clearer mind, sharper memory, even a better mood. It's fundamental.
The source used an analogy for this one too, right?
Yeah, like a parched desert waiting for rain. Your body, after sleep, is that desert, quietly needing that essential water.
Now, a practical question lots of people ask. Before or after brushing teeth, does it matter?
That's a common one. Views vary, but many modern health practitioners actually lean towards drinking water before brushing. The idea is it helps wash down oral microbes from the night, which apparently aren't harmful to swallow. Some might even be good for gut immunity, and it stimulates your bowels naturally.
And absorption is faster on an empty stomach.
Right. It gets absorbed quickest that way. So yeah, the general advice seems to be wake up, drink water, then brush your teeth. Safe and effective. There was research from Japan backing this up too. Over 2,000 adults, those who drank about 500 milliliters within 10 minutes of waking, showed 42% faster brain alertness, better concentration, and they also reported more regular bowel movements pretty quickly within about a week. Water just gets things moving.
Any specifics on how much water or the temperature?
Around 300 to 500 millimeters is good. That's roughly 1 or 2 glasses. And sip it slowly, don't gulp, for better absorption. Room temperature is best. Doesn't shock your system like ice-cold water might first thing.
Adding anything. Lemon.
Yeah.
Salt.
You can. A little squeeze of lemon is fine, or a tiny pinch of Himalayan salt can add some minerals that help with absorption and hydration. But plain water is great too. It seems so small, this habit. But it's backed by experience, science, biology. It's a fundamental starting point for health. Drinking water first thing isn't just thirst quenching. It's like flipping the on switch for your day. Fresh, energized, brain ready, before you even get out of bed.
Wow. What a deep dive indeed. We've covered 5 really powerful secrets, all backed by science, that can genuinely change how you feel, look, and function every day. And the theme seems to be, they're not complicated fixes. They're about working with our body's natural processes, not against them.
Exactly. It's all connected, isn't it? Prioritizing those 7, 8 hours, disconnecting from screens, watching the sugar, hitting that golden hour sleep window, and that simple glass of water first thing. Each one seems small, but together they create this amazing ripple effect. What this deep dive really shows is that true energy, true rejuvenation comes from respecting our body's own wisdom.
It makes you think. In a world that's always telling us to push harder, do more, maybe burn that candle at both ends, what if the real secret to vitality isn't doing more at all? What if it's about investing thoughtfully in deep rest and supporting these natural rhythms we all have? Something to definitely reflect on. Maybe just pick one of these insights. Try implementing it tonight or tomorrow morning. See how you feel. You might be genuinely surprised by the power of just one simple conscious shift.